Lenny was a real deal. I'll give him that.
Yeah, it is, man. Carmelo Anthony, who's a citizen of Sway in the Morning.
Absolutely.
An incredible, a friend. He's a friend. I known him. I remember the day he got drafted. When the NBA draft was happening in New York, and him and Lebron were here in New York City. And right after the draft, my good friend George brought him by MTV. And I'm getting ready for, TRL, do my thing, MTV News.
Right.
And he brought these two giants in my dressing room. I was like, what the fuck? He's like, man, you got to know who these dudes are.
Wow, the day that they were drafted?
Bro, I was there. And so I met LeBron. I met Carmelo, got a picture with him, the whole nine. Went on to interview LeBron for one of his DVDs. Sat with Carmelo a couple of times. Was very instrumental early on with him and Lala. Lala's my sister. I said I spoke highly about Carmelo. The whole nine. But I always wondered, Amari Stoudemire, too, was one of those names that was incredible, who I became friends with. But I always wondered what happened with our guest today. That podcast was All the Smoke, one of the most reputable podcasts there is out right now. Matt Barnes and Steven Jackson. Give them a round of applause. I tend to listen to what they have to say.
Stack 5.
Come on, man. Stack 5, man. He's one of the realest behind the mic. I always wonder what happened to this one guy who was ranked higher than those guys.
Wow.
We knew of him because he was saucy, as we say in Northern California. I always wonder what happened to him. And he went by the name of Lenny Cooke. And we have him with us right now. I wondered for 20 plus years, and I finally got him right here to ask him, yo, what happened, Lenny Cooke? Welcome, Lenny Cooke, back to the show, y'all.
What's happening?
Thanks for having me.
You're one of those guys, bro. In Oakland, there's a guy named Hook Mitchell.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
You know who that is.
Cool names.
The GOAT.
The GOAT. You know who he is, right?
Yes, sir.
Did you ever see him play?
Nah. Before my time.
Before. Whatever, Lenny. I saw him play. What are we trying to say, bro? I got a chance to see him play at Mosswood Park in North Oakland.
Okay.
Right, and that's one of those parks. That's like what the Rucker is to
New York.
Yeah, right? That's Mosswood Park, at that time at least. And I witnessed him jump over a Volkswagen.
Wow.
What?
To dunk.
That's crazy.
Oh, my God.
But the thing about Hook Mitchell is it wasn't just his leaping ability. Like, he could play. He had the game.
Yeah.
You had such a well-rounded game as a high school player. And it was, to me, it was based on natural talent a lot.
For sure.
Right?
For sure.
I thought you was a very naturally talented, huge high school player. Your senior year, you got a chance to play 8 games, right, in high school. And in those 8 games, you averaged 31 points, right?
Yeah.
In those 8 games. And then in that same year, you turned 19. So because of the rules.
Yeah, in New
Jersey, you could no longer complete that last senior year.
Yeah, correct.
Ain't that something? Rules have since changed because of you.
Yeah, for sure.
To get into the NBA, you have to be at least 19 and 1 year removed from high school, right?
Correct.
So then you decided to go into the draft.
Mm-hmm.
What happened from there?
Once I put my name in the draft, my image was a little messed up. So it didn't have anything to do with my basketball ability.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like the mistakes I made, my image, hanging out, partying every night, drinking, women, people that want to take the risk, which I didn't understand the business side of that back then. You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So it was like I didn't know people was watching me either.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
you was only
like,
19.
It was
18, 19, right?
I'm hanging out in the clubs and all of that, but at the same time, people watching me. So when I'm going to these workouts with these different teams, they showing me pictures of myself in clubs and all of this. You know what I'm saying? So it was like basically like they didn't want to take the risk on a kid that wasn't ready mentally.
So all you high schoolers out here that's on Instagram, see, they didn't even have you wasn't even doing social media.
Right, and they still hunted you.
Okay.
Do you feel like...
Wait, let me ask this. I'm going to say this, too, because to a lot of high school athletes who are watching this could learn from that.
No, for sure. And that's why I'm blessed with the opportunity to be on a platform like Sway in the Morning and it is what it is, and all of these different podcasts and shows to share my story, so these kids don't have to go through the things that I went through.
Yeah, because they caught him in the club at a time it wasn't social media.
Correct.
The kids nowadays are putting everything on social media. They ain't got to do no work.
Voluntarily.
Yeah.
So you was a teenager living this lavish life.
Yeah. I was running around New York
Like how
crazy.
wild. Give me a wild night, Lenny. This back then. Man.
Back then, man, I mean, every night was a wild night. You know what I mean? You know, Club Chaos, Club Cheetah, Club Planet Hollywood. Like, I was there. I was those guys.
But it couldn't have been just being out at a club makes you a liability. Because that's what I'm, like, one of the first things that came into my head as I'm hearing you is, one, why not give a kid a heads up so they have an option to choose maybe a more straight edge life? Because any young kid, that's what they're going to do at 18 or 19.
I had no business in those clubs at that
Oh,
age.
okay.
There you go.
I had no business in those clubs at that age. And the people that was running the club shouldn't have let me in either.
Everybody blew it for Lenny, man.
Man.
Because while you in that club and you got your entourage and these people want you in there because you bringing attention to the club, you know,
Sure.
the big, you know, promised NBA, soon to be NBA player. There was no one to say, hey, Lenny, let's not do it tonight.
No, I mean, I had people that was, I mean, trying to get me on the straight and narrow.
Okay.
I mean, people misconstrued that.
Okay.
Like, I did have people doing it and telling me what I should be doing, but I was the one, so it was like, I don't gotta listen to you. You know what I'm saying? Like, Clue always wanted me to be in the gym, not in the club. Like, but
DJ Clue.
Yeah. So it's like, bro, I understand, but shit, I'm trying to party, bro.
Yeah, you was
know
the
what I'm saying?
one.
But it's like, I did have that, you know what I mean? A couple people in my life that was telling me, yo, nah, not tonight. But it was just my ego and who I was at that time that was like, nah, I'm going out.
My ego and who I was, and that shit is addicting too.
For sure.
Come on, man.
For sure.
You was going to Club Cheetahs. You was going to Sue's Rendezvous. I know where you was, Lenny. I saw you. I was working at Hot 97.
Yeah.
I saw you, Lenny.
He was there.
I was there. I was at Club Cheetahs. Come on, I was there. Did any pro athletes ever approach you at that time and gave you some wisdom or advice?
A couple. I mean, I have Zach Randolph at the time.
Zach
you know what I'm
Randolph,
saying?
okay.
So it was a few guys that was already in the league that was giving me advice on what to do and what not to do. But like I said at that time, I'm like, I don't like you gonna tell me what to do and go on about your life. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So at the same time, I'm still in New York right now, and I'm gonna be who I am.
Yeah, he was young. Okay, Lenny Cooke is here. This is great, and there's a lot of great things happening for him today
For sure.
that we're going to talk about. Just to give people context of how great you were, you are still great.
Appreciate it.
Absolutely, you're even more great today because you can sit here and tell this story.
Right.
For sure.
Well, not a lot of people in here who can tell that story who are still alive with us.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
But
for sure.
they're not in a position to tell that story. You played against LeBron at one point, right? When? Tell us. Paint that picture, Lenny.
LeBron going into my senior year.
Okay.
He was going into his junior year at ABCD camp. You know what I'm saying? And everybody's like, yo, mind you, I had played LeBron the night before. They like, yo, you got a big game against I'm Carmelo the night
Carmelo
before.
Anthony, yeah.
And they like, you got this kid from Ohio named LeBron. You got to play in the morning, 9 o'clock in the morning. I'm like, all right, well, it's whatever. Like, I don't know him. I don't care to know him. You know what I'm saying? And so I came back to New York that night after I played Melo. I went to the club and ran into this kid at 9 in the morning who came correct. He was in bed while I was outside. You know what I mean? But
Right.
that morning, like the game started, I went crazy in the beginning of the game, first half of the game, and
How much you scored the first half?
I finished with like 13,
Okay.
something like that. And the second half he turned it up when I ran out of gas. You know what I'm saying? And he ended up hitting a game-winning shot, and his name just took off and went crazy from there. You know what I'm saying? After he beat Lenny Cooke and his team won that game.
Did you actually guard him?
We didn't really guard each other, like,
Okay.
you know what I mean?
But
we was the ones on the court. Like,
Yeah.
everybody was watching. You know what I'm saying? We didn't guard each other full court and all. It was never none of that.
What about with Carmelo?
Me and Carmelo battled.
Y'all went at it?
Me and Carmelo battled.
Head
That's
up?
my bro.
How did he
you know
held
what
his
I mean?
own, though,
Yes,
right?
for sure. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? But I watched Carmelo from the 2 years that we was at ABCD. You know what I'm saying? Like, the first year he was there, he wasn't as skilled. He wasn't as talented as that following year. Like, you can tell he worked on his game. He had like a 6-inch growth spurt. Like, you know what I mean? He came back, and he was different.
He was different. Did you and LeBron manage to communicate at all other than good game?
Outside of that game, we ended up playing against each other when in the summer league. For I was playing with the Celtics, and when he first got drafted to Cleveland, and I didn't get the chance to play that game. They didn't play me at all. But after that game was over, he came to me, like, we hugged. He like, yo, you should have been out there, blah, 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 whatever. But after that, like, we haven't had communications. But LeBron, if you listening, I need to be on the barbershop, baby.
Okay, come on, get them over there, man. They doing great work over there. Come on, man. Then you can get your beard cleaned up. All right. Okay, I love this that you're here to tell this story because, like the Hook Mitchells, who are someone I know and is very incredible. We have these stories.
It's a million Lenny Cooke stories.
It's a million Lenny Cooke stories.
You know what I mean? And like I said, I'm just blessed with the opportunity to share mine.
Okay.
I did get in that stage, in that depression mode where I didn't want to talk and all of that. But at the end of the day, it's like, yo, you got to come to reality. You know what I mean? That's over with.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So you can help somebody else. You know what I mean? So
how do you get over
Right.
it being over with, though? You like, how did you
my
do it?
children.
Okay.
My children, you know what I'm saying? Once my kids started playing basketball, my sons, my daughters, you know what I'm saying? So once they started playing basketball, it was like, yo, you can't stay in this shell forever.
Yeah.
Like, because you don't want your kids to be taken advantage of and all of that like you were.
So out of your high school career, what are, like, if you had to name just, if you were now, because I know when they do NBA orientations, they have some of the established players come in and they'll talk to the up and coming ones.
Yeah.
Like what to watch out for.
Yeah, for sure. Like I've reached out to the MBPA, you know what I mean, to be into that rookie transition program where I can talk to the athletes and all of that, you know what I'm saying? So
what would you say to them? What was like 5 points you would make to them?
I mean, the main ingredient is use Lenny Cooke as an example of what not to do.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? But other than that, it's like you got to keep your image clean. Keep positive people around you. Keep people around you that want the best for you and what's not what they can get from you. You know what I'm saying? And you'll be fine. But at the end of the day, when you playing this game, as far as basketball, like, it's no days off because when you're not working, somebody else is.
There it is. Man, Lenny Cooke is here, man. We're going to talk more with him. We're going to find out about what he's learned about the business of basketball. And then I want to talk about Allen Iverson and some of the cool things that you're doing with him and that you're doing with kids. I'm opening up these phone lines, especially if you got kids that are playing sports. This is a great time to call and ask questions and talk about that Plan B. Sway in the morning, we balling up in here. We got Lenny Cooke here. Lenny Cooke, man, one of the most promising prospects to come out of high school back in the early 2000s. And got into a little conundrum because he turned 19 in the middle of his senior year and had to leave the school because of school policy at that time and entered the draft. And things didn't work out according to plan. It's around the same time LeBron and Carmelo Anthony and all these guys were being looked at. And so Lenny Cooke is really graciously telling us his story, which is now a tool for people who are coming out of the community, young athletes. You ain't even got to be an athlete, you know?
It's just life, man. Life in general, man.
Yeah.
Mistakes, egos. Put your pride to the side, man, and do what you got to do. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, it's a long journey after basketball or whatever it is. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna spend more time off that court or that field or whatever than you will on it.
Absolutely, right? You went through some heavy duty depression.
Yeah.
Right? So you went overseas and started playing overseas?
Yeah, I played overseas. My first job was in the Philippines. I played in the Philippines, Kuwait, China, Brazil. I played in a couple countries, you know what I'm saying, where I had a great successful overseas career, you know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, it's just like you want to be home doing it.
Yeah,
course.
You know what
and
I'm
the
saying?
money's different too. Huh?
Yeah, tax free.
Tax-free?
Tax free over there.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, shit. All right. Okay, so I'm about to move to the Philippines. All right. And so you're playing over there. You came back home. You got into a serious accident.
Yeah, I was playing in the ABA with the Long Beach Jam at the time. Tiny Archibald, shout out to Tiny Archibald. He was my coach at the time. And the first game of the season, after the game we won, we ended up going to a team dinner. And after the team dinner, I was in a bad car accident with one of my teammates. You know what I'm saying? And they wanted to amputate my leg. You know what I mean? I was in a wheelchair for 2 years, almost 2 years.
Wow.
And so everybody really thought it was over, but I ended up bouncing back from that.
Okay.
And I was out of shape, of course, overweight. And that's when I got the job to go play in Kuwait. But that's when I knew basketball was over for me because I'd never been cut a day in my life. And I was out of shape when I got that job, and they was like, you got to go home. So I knew it was over.
They cut you off the Kuwait basketball team?
Yeah. But I wasn't ready.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Those I mean, it don't matter what country you're in. You know what I mean? These guys, they love the game. They compete. You know what I'm saying? Right? So I wasn't ready. I was out of shape. I just took the job because I wanted something to do. I needed the money. And yeah, that was the first time a team ever let me go. You know what I'm saying?
Did you have therapy?
I did rehab and all of that for my leg and all of that, yeah.
What you learn about mental health during that time?
I mean, mental health is crazy. Like, we talk about it a lot now, but back then, like, people wasn't talking about it. It was either you was crazy or you won't. You know what I'm saying? Like, mental health is something big now. Back then, like, I felt like I said, the depression stage, alcohol, you know what I mean? I was abusing alcohol real bad. It was just like I was mentally gone.
Yeah. And what brought you back?
Like I said, my kids. My
okay.
kids, man. And just loving the game, too, though. Like I feel like my calling was to do this instead of play basketball. You know what I'm saying? To change lives, to impact lives instead of being in the NBA. Because if that was the case, he'd have took me then when I was in that car accident. You know what I'm saying? And he didn't. So I feel like my calling is to make sure I impact lives and change the community.
I love Lenny Cooke. I'm saying that live on air. I love you, brother.
Appreciate it.
You are an asset to this community. You are tremendously necessary. You got the attention of the youth. I love what you're doing, man.
Thank you.
I love
Appreciate
it, man.
it.
Go ahead, Mike Muse. You've been pointing at me because he's a big fan of basketball. Everybody in here is a big fan of basketball. So go ahead, Mike.
Yeah, I'm just wondering. I think about when players go overseas, there's always that hope that they're going to be able to get into the NBA. Like they hold out on that. And so I'm just curious about when you got cut from Kuwait, that was pretty much the awakening for you that it was over.
Yeah. I'm
just curious, were you able to watch the NBA after that? And when did you get comfortable? And then if so, when did you get comfortable watching it?
I did. I watched the NBA a lot while I was overseas. I did. Like, Kuwait was my last job. So it was like I knew it was over. But like when I was in the Philippines, Brazil, China, and all of that, I kept up with it over here. You know what I'm saying? But it was just more so like,
it wasn't hard for you to watch?
It wasn't hard for me to watch because once I didn't get drafted, it was like, all right, well, I know I can still play basketball and provide for my family somewhere else. You get what I'm saying? So at the same time, it was just like, I keep up with the guys over here. I know I'm not going to get another shot. You know what I mean? I'm getting older. So I just go over here and play. You know what I'm saying? I still played in the minor leagues when I came here, the USBL, the ABA, you know what I'm saying, stuff like that. But I knew the NBA wasn't for me.
And Lenny Cooke's here.
Lenny, when you mentioned playing with LeBron and how you could tell he was very well rested. He had his curfew and he came in and you realize it's not just the skill, but the body has to be prepared from rest. What is your relationship with rest now? Because in general, and I think with a lot of men, you think that, you know, you can forget about it, put it to the side, right?
I still don't get a lot of rest.
Come on, Lenny.
I still don't get a lot of rest. But nah, I mean, it's very important, though. Like, I don't get a lot of rest because of what I'm doing. You get what I'm saying? Like me going around talking to kids all day, participating in camps and all of that, and then I'm still ripping and running with my brother DJ Clue at the same time.
Cool.
So it's just like you got to be mentally prepared for all of those things. You know what I mean? Like I take my naps.
Okay,
You know
the
what I'm
power
saying?
nap, Lenny. I do that.
But
Power
yeah,
nap.
yeah, but at the same time, like, it's very important to get your rest.
Get them power naps, 15, 20 minutes, man. Make
They
a difference.
play a
Nobody
part,
knows.
yeah.
Stack 'em up.
Don't let your ego keep you from resting. What kind of ego you got?
Yeah.
For real.
Your ego's a hater. All right, look, let's talk about this. Allen Iverson and the Allen Iverson Classic will be hosting their first ever Lenny Cooke Legends Showcase featuring the top high school players and teams in the country. This is in January.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Congratulations.
Man. Thank
Salute to
you.
you.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Thank
What's
you.
your relationship with Allen Iverson?
Cool, man. Like he just different, man. They made me him, Bobby Bates, Steven Jackson, man. They just made me feel appreciated this year. So I was there when they had the Allen Iverson Classic in Pennsylvania, like 5-6 years ago. But I was just there to watch. So this year they brought me in as a mentor, and like the day before the main event game, we had the award ceremony, and I knew nothing about this now, and they honored me with the Purpose Award.
Wow, bro.
You know what I'm saying? So it just made me feel appreciated. And then a couple days ago, I get a phone call like, check your messages in about 5 minutes. I got something for you. And they sent me a screenshot of the flyer, the Lenny Cooke showcase. Like, I always wanted a Lenny Cooke game.
Damn.
You know what I mean? In honor of me and what I've done to this game of basketball. And I have it now. You know
Come
what I'm
on,
saying?
courtesy
So
of Allen
shout out
Iverson.
to Allen
Beautiful.
Iverson, Bobby Bates, man. Love y'all. Thank y'all.
Man, Allen AI, beautiful dude, man.
Yeah.
And then so the top high school players, like you were a top high school player, all the Lenny Cookes around the country,
I'll get the showcase
you'll get to showcase.
for sure.
Look at God,
great.
man.
Full circle.
What advice would you give? Allen Iverson was one of those people that the league, gave a lot of problems because of the way he expressed himself. We're seeing that happen with John Morant right now. A lot of us, don't know what to make of it. But if you had a chance to sit down with that young man, what would you say to him?
It's crazy because I've been reaching out to him social media. Like, I post something about John Morant every day. Somebody help me reach out to him. And I just want to have a conversation with him off camera. Like, it could just be me and him because I've been there. I know you don't want to be a shoulda, coulda, woulda. You already got a name, man. Like you setting examples for millions of kids, bro. These kids look up to you. Forget the brands. Forget Nike. Forget all of those guys. The impact that you have on these kids, man, you can't be out here making those mistakes.
Yeah. Incredible dude, man. Incredible. I love watching him play the whole nine.
For sure.
We all feel like, it's just he's gonna get by
He's
this.
gonna get by.
Yeah.
I mean, I believe he's gonna definitely be fine.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
You just gotta separate yourself from certain people. Like, whether they get mad or not, you gotta separate yourself, bro.
They're not all gonna be there at the end of the book.
For sure.
Some of them just there for a couple of chapters.
That's it.
Right?
That's
Lenny Cooke is here, man. We got people on the phone lines. Before we go to these phone lines, you ever meet MJ?
I played in the Michael Jordan game. I have met Michael Jordan.
What Mike say about your game?
We never really chopped it up about it. It was more so just about like school and all of that, like because there was a lot of us in the spot at the same time during his games, but it was never like a one-on-one sit down.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna let you take that sip so you get your mouth right for this question. All right. Yeah, easy, y'all. Easy, man. Easy. We don't even,
I didn't say anything.
You gotta pause that shit. I'm too grown. Lenny, I'm too old to pause.
I thought Deion talked about that.
Who did?
Deion Cole. I thought he
Deion
talked
Cole
about
was
way
like,
off
what?
of that pause. We're still doing it.
Pausing?
Still doing it.
Pause.
What? Kobe. You talked to Kobe.
Kobe.
Did you have a one-on-one interaction with Kobe?
For sure.
What did Kobe say to you?
So we in ABCD camp, and he's our guest speaker. And he asked, like, anybody got questions? Nobody wanted to ask questions. You know what I mean? So I asked, when you gonna play me? I want to know right now. Like, you know what I'm saying?
You asked Kobe when you gonna play me.
Yeah, for
you
sure.
was just an arrogant, pompous little dude.
I was terrible.
Yeah, man.
I was terrible.
You asked Kobe where you go.
Yeah.
This is Kobe in like what year? 2000?
Yeah.
Like he only been in the league a few years at this point. Wow.
But
okay.
So he's like, nah, I'll play you in various ways when you get in the league.
Ooh.
And at the time, I didn't know what that meant. You know what I'm saying? Like like as I got older, it's like, yo, shit, you really not mentally ready. You know what I'm saying? Like, but then after all of that, like, I got to speak to him one-on-one, and he's just like, yo, you got the talent. You know what I'm saying? But you got to clean your image up, bro. Like, everybody know who you are, but everybody know the mistakes you making too. You know what I'm saying? And after that, he came and watched me play. He watched my game, stayed the whole game. You know what I'm saying? So it was definitely like Kobe definitely have an impact on Lenny Cooke.
There it is, man. I like that, man. We got Alex on the line from New Jersey. Alex, rise and shine. How you doing?
What up, Alex?
What's up, Tracy? What's up, Mike? What's up, Sway? How y'all doing?
Doing excellent, man. We got Lenny Cooke. You from Jersey. He's a Jersey legend.
Matter of fact, what's up, Lenny?
What's happening,
I actually
champ?
graduated from Northern Valley Ultrapan. I know you were at Northern Valley Ultrapan for a little bit, right?
Yeah, yes, sir.
That's awesome, brother. You know, to this day, your name is still brought up. Like, every athlete that comes up in the programs at Northern Valley Ultrapan, like, we still talk about you and how you were cooking LeBron in that camp. We get to see the clips on YouTube still, so that's actually super cool for us, man. So
I appreciate it, man.
You're an absolute legend in our community.
Thank you. I'm definitely gonna get out to Old Japan, man. I need to go to the school, you know what I mean, and just chop it up, walk around the schools and stuff like that, because that's definitely Old Japan was special to me.
Wait, hold up. He said you was cooking LeBron.
Well, look, we're not gonna get into that. A lot of people know.
But cooking them, that's like cooking them though. Lenny ain't saying nothing. Lenny took a sip of water. He's like, Sway, I watched you do this shit for years. You're not gonna
Don't do it on me. I'm about to spin move you. Hit the spin.
Do it.
And he had that good footwork. You see him?
Nah, but Old Japan, man, I appreciate y'all, man. Thanks for having me. That couple games I was there, like, it was amazing. Like, the games were sold out like days before. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you couldn't get a seat in the gym, man. Like, Old Japan showed me some great love.
Do you feel like high school players should? By the way, thank you for your call, Alex.
Thanks, Alex.
You know, when all that money is being made, are the players supposed to get any?
I mean, they do now.
They do now?
I mean,
the high school players getting now?
Everybody's getting money now.
You said the high school players get paid now? You said
Did they get paid now?
Nah,
NIL money.
The NIL deals and stuff like that. Like, they're getting paid now, but back then it was like, if you take something, you done.
Then it was illegal.
It mess up your eligibility for college and all of that. You know what I'm saying?
For context, LeBron James, Bronny, is the highest paid NIL player in the
Right
country.
now, yeah.
Including college.
Yep.
And he's only in high school.
Including college?
Including college.
Yeah. What did it amount to about?
I think he's in the $5 million right now.
Yeah.
$5 million?
Mikey Williams had it first, and then he got in
LeBron,
trouble.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He was the first NIL deal, actually. But yeah, those guys is getting paid, man. Shout out to my little nephew, DeJuan Wagner Jr.
Okay.
He got an NIL deal. He's going to Kentucky. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, those guys, these kids is in the right position, man.
Which is why in the NCAA and March Madness, why you saw a shakeup in the brackets, where you see teams who are seeded number one, like Alabama should have never been number one traditionally, because they're a football program.
For sure.
But because these high school kids are choosing NIL deals, like the booster and alumni and those supporters Alabama will give them deals on the side or to encourage them to come to Alabama. So that's why we saw this new parity within the March Madness brackets.
Yep, correct.
Yeah.
Wow, Lenny Cooke, man. Hey, brother, I want to thank you for coming by, man. I feel like I could talk to you for hours, man.
Thanks for having me,
You know.
man.
Great story, bro.
Great. No, it's still going. That's what makes it so great. So in January, we got to support the first ever Lenny Cooke Legend Showcase at the Allen Iverson Classic. But anytime before that, if you just want to come up here and chop it up, man,
just let me know.
I'm your new homie, man. Shit, brother. I'm your new homie.
Thank you.
All right, I was already your homie. You just didn't know it.
Thanks, though, man. I appreciate you.
I tried to dunk on Lenny when he was in the lobby, y'all.
How'd that go?
Yeah.
How did it go?
Don't quit your day job, bro.
Whatever, man. Hey, Lenny, thanks for coming through. To the citizens, thank you as well. Hey, how can they reach you, Lenny, if they want to reach you on social media?
Instagram, I am Lenny Cooke. Facebook, just Lenny Cooke, man. You can email me, lenny375@gmail.com. I'm available for all bookings, baby. Let's go.
Let's go, man. Lenny in the game, baby. He's in the game. DB, how can they reach you?
Everything is at It's Really DB. Go check out my leftovers mix from yesterday. It's at Mixcloud. It's Really DB, and I'll be posting today's mix there as well.
Torch.
Hit me up. I'm at Torchington. That's Torch, INGTON.
Mike Muse.
Yo, hit me up at I am Mike Muse, MUSNSAME on Twitter and Instagram.
Trigger.
It's Tracy G, ITSTRACYG everywhere.
Hey, Lenny, I'm glad you're here. That's my nephew right there. He's 20, so he's a year older than you were at that time.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm glad. Did you get any good information from this conversation?
Yeah, I did. And I'm from Jersey, so I hear about all of the legends.
Yeah.
Like, especially the ABCD camp. That's in Teaneck. That's where I'm from.
Yeah, okay,
so, like,
okay.
I know.
I used to
what
run
I'm
through Teaneck Inglewood, and all of that.
Yeah.
The party days.
Yeah. You know what I mean?
Hey,
Yeah,
man. Hey,
appreciate
you ever connect with a celebrity back then?
A couple. I got a couple on the list.
You don't talk about that?
No. I got the book coming out. Stay tuned.
All right, I'm at Real Sway across the board. We'll be back tomorrow. On that note, citizens, we got nothing. Do you want to say anything in closing, Lenny?
Man, look, man, I just want to appreciate all my fans, all my supporters, man, through my ups and downs, you know what I mean? And shout out to my lady, Chrissy. Shout out to my children.
That's what's up.
Shout out to everybody in Emporia, Virginia, Atlantic City, New York, all across the world, man, that support Lenny Cooke, man. Thank you.
Thank you, brother. And on that note, we got nothing left to say.